So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jonathan, with my green gas station glasses on fleek, raising my clout levels to extremes. No, but for real. Alright, so I'll tell you this, I've been hanging out with Chads for the past couple of days with Chads. And it was a very cool and interesting experience. And I've learned a lot, watched their behavior, saw what happens, and I have some stuff I want to share with you guys. Okay, so, I think on Friday night, there's a place where you can dance in Union Square, and I go out there to get exercise, and I was dancing out there. And tons of people started coming out and dancing, and it was a huge crowd, and they were just playing music and dancing and having fun in Union Square, Manhattan, right? And it was really cool. It was really fun. What I noticed is there were a lot of men out there and a lot of women, right? And there was a lot of men out there into these weird pop cultures, like the furry culture, the anime culture, the otaku culture, the shuffling culture, the raver culture. They're into these weird pop cultures that are kind of nerdy. But they were all happy. They were all smiles on their face. None of them were running around, like horny jackrabbits with their heads cut off like chickens. Like, where's all the girls? Where's all the girls? Oh my God, where's the girls? No, they were hanging out, having fun, dancing, smiles on their face. A lot of women came around. Most of these guys were getting hugs and stuff. And, hey, how are you? And then when the women came around, it wasn't like they were running up, oh, let me use my pickup artist magic to get you. No, the woman came up. They're like, hey, how are you? Giving them a hug. And then let's dance together. Let's have fun together. And they didn't give a shit whether or not the girls hooked up with them or not. It was just let's just dance together. Let's have fun together. So it was pretty fun. Most of the guys out there. Now this is funny. I don't know. I seen some weird outfits on, and I was really? Seriously? But they were still, having fun, and, they were still getting attention. And I think it's because of the environment, because it's Union Square, and Union Square's got a lot of dancers and crazy performances and hippies and potheads. So, the fashion was okay for the area. And also I noticed that a lot of the guys that I was out there with, or most of them, they actually had girlfriends. And then, there were other girls around and hanging out and dancing with them, which I thought was really cool. And none of them were that good looking either. Some of them were skinny dancers, fine, but one guy I'll never forget, his face was just I don't know, it was just kind of strange looking. He wasn't the hottest, coal on the fire. And then it was he still had a girlfriend. He still had this little Asian girl next to him. And it wasn't even that, but he had dirty clothes on. He was breakdancing all day, and rolling around on the dirty ground. And he had this red t-shirt on covered in dirt, this old baseball hat that was black, and it's been faded in the sun and kind of had these little bleach marks, and his little black pants that's been faded so long, it's ridiculous. The black cargo pants. And he had a pair of these red Air Force Ones that were so beaten nasty from breakdancing, and didn't even shave, and still had a girlfriend on him. And he wasn't like I said, the hottest coal on the fire, but he still had a girlfriend on him. And why do you think that is, right? because he was chill, he was hanging out, he was having fun. He was actually putting something on the table, like he was a break dancer. He was getting his exercise on, you know. Before that, he was collecting money or something. You know what I'm saying? And girls kind of like that. Like, they like guys that are kind of like adventurous and chill and do cool things, and you know. So it's like he didn't have to dress up that well. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. It was a madhouse. But one thing is, the takeaway is just like being calm and cool, and just, you know, just being a cool ass dude. Like, you feel me? Just sitting out there and hanging out and having fun, and not be running around like a horny jackrabbit, right? So then I went back out there last night on a Sunday to go dance with them. And it was more chill. Nobody was really dancing. It was some dancers out there, but they were all just hanging out, talking. Came out there with them, you know, not the hottest coals on the fire, you know. And I said, like, one of them was dressed like this old school pop locker from the 70s, which is a type of dance style that comes with a type of fashion. Another guy, you know, he had an afro and a long beard. He was dressed okay, but then there was this weird furry guy out there. And they all had girlfriends. None of those guys were single. They all had girlfriends, and then on top of that, there were actually girls joining the group and hugging them and being like, oh, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. You know, because they were just chill. They were just having fun. People were laying there and giving each other massages. It was like good vibes. It was positive energy. You know what I'm saying? It was just positive energy. And then this other Chad came over, and he was like a really good popper. He's like this Latino guy, really good popper. He came over with his two friends, and all three of them had women hanging on their shoulders, right? All three of them had girlfriends. Oh, shit. And the popper, I've known the popper for years, since I've been out in New York, just on and off from different sessions or whatever, going out dancing randomly. And that's like his third girlfriend he's had hanging on him. You know. And now the thing about the popper, he's a little different because he has his style on point. He's got this street style. He's like a, what do you call it? A hype beast. Got his street style on point. You know, he had this gold chain that was the head of Jesus with diamonds on it, and he had a Thrasher t-shirt on, some really nice sneakers, nice dad hat. So he got his fashion on point. But, you know, he had this other little white skinny buddy that also had his fashion on point, and they both had girls next to him. But then was a surprise, there was this big guy, bigger than me, right? He was with them. You know, his hair was unkept. He had didn't have the best outfit on. Like, it wasn't even matching. But dude, he still had a girl next to him, and the whole time he was talking about eating and getting food, and he was hella fat, and he still had a girlfriend. Like, he still had a girl on his shoulder. Like, it's like, what? How's the world turned? It's like, no. So what do we learn from this, right? Learn from this. You know, one, I think it's positive energy. People are just positive and happy. And two, people aren't out there really pushing up on the girls. They're not really talking to the girls. They're not really trying to get some. They're not trying to get to a hole. They're just like chilling, relaxed, and doing their own thing. And dance and hanging out and having fun, you know. So I think it's a mixture of those two. And three, I said this before, those guys don't look like they're selfish. Like, they're friends with everybody. Like, they're just chilling, having fun, hanging out with everybody. So I think that's the thing. Three things: positive energy, not tripping about the girls, and just loving everybody, loving on everybody, and being everybody's friend. So that's the takeaway from that. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. I'll get back to you. All right, I'm out. Peace.